Contracts written in Rutherford County in June were up 29%. But you know what? Prices still fell 5%, nearly $25,000. So, hey, we welcome you into the Murfreesboro Real Estate Report, where we cover all things Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Laverne, Eagleville, and Rutherford County in this report. And you may notice this week we have a special guest.
Hey.
My wife, Tracy, is joining us. For those of you who do not know, Tracy is not only an outstanding realtor herself, she is a co-leader of the Turner Victory team. She works behind the scenes more than what a lot of you know, but she also she does a great job helping her clients out. So thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting.
This will be fun. So, I tell you what, why don't we let you start out and give us a recap for Rutherford County for June.
Right,
since we're in July now. And by the way, happy 4th of July weekend to everybody. So
hope everybody
it's been
had
a good
a great
one for
4th.
you. Yeah.
So we have our June 2026 market stats here. New listings. We had 777 for June this year. Last June we had 799. So we're down. That's down about 3%.
Which is, I mean, quite frankly, something we've seen all year. Mm-hmm. New listings have been down all year.
Absolutely. As far as pendings go, this past June, 499 compared to 388 a year ago. So huge difference there. That's up about 29%.
Wow. I mean, that's unbelievable.
That's
29%. Wow.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
So closings for June, we had 472 compared to 423 last June. Wow, so
another big jump.
Up a little bit, right. And then our average sales price, we're looking at just over $500,000 for this past June compared to just over $532,000 in June of 25. So
that's a huge drop.
That is a huge drop.
I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a drop like that in year over year in 1 month in forever.
That's huge. So
I think we need to investigate that a little bit further.
Absolutely.
So let's we will get into that here in a minute then.
Okay.
So you just hit on number one thing they need to know this week about Rutherford County real estate, and you just hit on it.
We just talked about it, right? Demand jumped 29%, but prices still fell by 5%. And we will come back to that.
Yeah, I think that's
a little bit later on.
There's something very interesting going on there, so we will let you know that. The second thing we need to know about the Rutherford County real estate market this week is that builders took over that middle market. You know, we keep talking about the middle price point, the $500,000 to $600,000. Now, we did not have nearly as many new listings come on the market this week, just being a holiday week. Right. But over 60%, nearly 62% of all the new listings that came on the market in the 500,000s were by builders. So if you are a buyer, you need to be paying attention to new construction. There's some opportunities there. But if you are a seller, you are competing against a lot of builder inventory.
New construction, right.
And one other thing, in the 300,000s, almost 58% of those were new construction as well.
That's right.
So interesting.
Okay.
So
all right.
What's number 3? We got a third thing we need to know?
Number 3, we do. There were 0 contracts.
0?
0. Big fat 0.
Wow.
In the $1 million range.
So was that the 1 to 1.5 million? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Which I remember a time when there were years where there were 0 over $1 million in Rutherford County.
Yeah. Yes. So we've got 53 homes right now that are sitting active in that price range.
Wow. Okay.
53.
Yeah, and my notes here it says so month supply there is 6.5 month supply. Wow,
right.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Right. Well, let's jump into some charts. I do want to come back to that down 5% number.
Okay.
I think that's very interesting. But let's switch over here and jump into the charts first of all. If I can get this switched over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So where we look at the Turner Victory Team Market Health Score, we are at 49 this week. So we've been pretty steady. If I remember correctly, I think that's up slightly from last week.
Slight buyer's market.
Yeah. It's pretty much even, but close to it. But a couple of things that jumped out at me. We'll see it on our chart, but the active inventory, it's down. Good news, though, the 30-year mortgage rate is at 6.43, which,
That's great.
well, it's about 0.25% lower than it was this time last year.
Right.
But it's down just a little bit from last week. So I think it was 0.6 or 0.6. That is trending in the right way. Hopefully, it will continue to do that. Let's make this screen where everybody can kind of see it all at one time here. Remember, the light blue is the new construction. NC stands for new construction. We have the 1,562 available homes. If you notice, right now what's on the market, almost 36% of them are new construction. So 1 out of every 3 is new construction. What came on the market, almost 50% this week was new construction. But again, that's a holiday week, so we take that with a little bit of a grain of salt.
We do.
There still were 127 homes closed this week, but not only was it a holiday week, it was the end of the month. So you kind of have people trying to get into their house before the holiday and things of that nature as well. But and you can see we're in basically 3 different markets right here. Anything below 500,000 is still moving pretty good, but between the 5 and the million, that's we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown there.
Slow.
Yeah, and of course over $1 million, you just hit on it. The 6.49 month supply and the 1 to 1.5 million, and then you go higher price than that, and it even slows down more.
9 months, right?
Yeah. So, all right, let's jump into our charts. I like charts. Do you like charts?
I love charts.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
I thought I was the only one in the family who loved charts.
I don't love them as much as you, but
you know.
They're pretty awesome.
Well, whenever you get pretty charts like this, and the orange is this year, right? So it's 2026. But you can see things like this very clearly on a chart. This is our active inventory.
Absolutely.
Last week, 1,626 homes on the market. This week, we dropped down to 1,562.
Okay.
But if you notice, we did the same thing a little bit last year, not nearly as drastic. And I would call that the holiday mark. Now, these past 2 years were kind of, I say past 2 years, 2023, 2024, were they were kind of anomaly. I think we're getting into a little bit more seasonal. That's one of the nice things about this market. I think you've seen that as well with your clients, more of a seasonal demand and the ups and downs.
Absolutely.
So, month supply, this is very interesting. You know, we've talked about this where there was a wide gap here over last year starting out, and it virtually we are sitting at the same place from a month supply standpoint as we were last year. Now we have more inventory,
right?
But we have more homes selling too, right? Yes. So that helps keep that month supply down a little bit. I've been thinking all along we might see these cross, especially with the lack of new listings coming on, because that fits right in here.
Very possibly.
With the lack of new listings, I certainly think our month supply may drop down a little bit, and it's not because of how many homes are selling, even though there's more homes selling, but there's less homes coming on the market as well. But you can see where this orange line's been below the past 2 years, pretty much all year. So that's been, I'm not surprised we were down.
New listings by week.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, and then our pendings. Now, this is something we marked last week to talk about. You know, there's a lot of stuff here. Probably too many pretty colors.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. So, pick out this orange line right here and see how that dropped a couple of weeks ago. And I mentioned that last week because our pendings have been trending above the past years, but then last week it kind of dropped down. Well, this week, again, holiday week.
Right.
But it is below the 2023 and 2025 numbers and right on par with 2024. So I don't know. You know, we talked last week that we expected kind of like we saw in 2023 where it leveled out for a couple of weeks. I think that still might happen. I think we're seeing this here. The question is, will it jump up for 2 or 3 weeks? If I'm a seller, I'm betting on that. And I want to be priced right and presented right because we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of that before traditionally our market starts slowing down a little bit. Because remember, these are pendings. And as we start getting into the fall football season, you like football, don't you?
Do.
Yes.
I do.
People get distracted with school, football, whatever's going on, youth sports, and things tend to drop off. So that's really what we see going on right now. Now, watch your eyes. I'm going to blow through this real quick.
Boy.
Yeah, blow through it real quick because the one other thing I want to bring up is our showings. And if you notice, our showings per price point here, the 300s and the 400s are still, or the below 300 and the 3 to 400s are still doing well.
Right.
Once you go above that, you're teetering on either side of one showing a week. We did recover a little bit 2 weeks ago with our average showings. We actually were down slightly this week, but not much, again, because it was a holiday week. I hate to keep throwing that out there, but it was a holiday week.
Good to keep that in mind.
Yeah, so that's what we've got going on with the charts.
Yes.
We talked about the average price being down. What did you say? Nearly $25,000?
5%?
Yeah, 5%, nearly $25,000. Now, the question is, does that mean that home prices dropped 5%? The average sale did, but home prices across the board didn't. And this is where you have to be careful of headlines, okay? Because the headline is, homes prices, the average home price fell 5% in Rutherford County for the month of June. Sounds great. As a matter of fact, we could throw that out there all day long, and we could have so many views on everything. And, this is what I've been waiting for. The sky's falling. We're going to have all these bankruptcies and foreclosures, and that's not the case. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper, and there's a very easy explanation of why that happened.
And what is it?
Does anybody remember this house? Do you remember this house from last year?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, out on Sharpsville Road.
I do remember
beautiful
that.
home.
Gorgeous
Beautiful home.
home.
Look at that. How much did that sell for? That sold last year for $10 million. $10 million.
$10 million.
Yeah, so that's quite a bit of money.
Congratulations to the sellers.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Yes. But believe it or not, $10 million sale in Rutherford County has the ability to pull the entire average sales price up. And that's what happened last year, is that we saw an increase of that. If we pull that one sellout from last year, we actually are virtually the same average price as what we were in June of last year.
Right.
So sometimes you have to dig a little bit deeper in the numbers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
And you're very good at that.
Well, I enjoy it. And that's the reason why I look at the numbers and digging into them is important. Yes. We try to use these for our clients. We enjoy helping them out with these. We've got this is part of our process, is just sitting down, whether you're a buyer or a seller, especially a seller, but whether you're a buyer or a seller, and looking at the market, looking what's going on, and trying to help them walk through it.
Absolutely.
So how did you feel about your first time on
Good
here?
deal. That was fun. I kicked the dog under the table, and that's okay.
You kicked
It's
the
all
dog.
good. Well, I didn't mean to.
Man, people are not going to
He's
like us
sleeping.
anymore if you're kicking
He's
dogs.
sleeping.
Yes. So, thank you for joining in, and thank y'all for joining
having me.
in.
Yes,
we appreciate
Thank you.
Coming in every week, and please, come back next week. Hopefully, we don't bore you with too many stats, but hopefully, we give you good information. If you do have any questions about the Rutherford County real estate market, please feel free to reach out to us at turnervictory.com. You can reach us through there. You can comment on this on whatever social media platform you're looking at it on. We'd love to hear from you. But until next week, it's John and Tracy Turner, and we're going to sign off. But we will see you next week. But till then, make it a great week. Thank you.